It's time for sports with seemingly monthly guest on the channel, Dan the Hangman Hooker, still in
Co-host.
Vegas.
Co-host.
Yeah, basically the co-host, mate. I'd probably get more traction on the channel if you co-hosted and just did some of your own stuff. So, I mean, you're welcome anytime. Anytime you have ideas, just jump on.
Sold.
Right, how's life treating you in Vegas? I mean, you've been there for a little while now. You do get to come home eventually, so I mean, things are looking up on that front.
Yeah, no, I do. Like, it's kind of just been good all around. Like, it's been a good little getaway. Got a couple of fights in. Enjoyed a bit of a holiday. But yeah, I'm just excited to get back home, get back in the gym with the boys, and get some training done.
How's the family been enjoying the change of scenery?
Oh yeah, of course. Like, it's things are moving normal over here. You can kind of just do whatever you want. So we've just been hanging out with friends, and yeah, like Vegas is actually, I know it gets a pretty bad rap, but it's actually a pretty like family friendly place. Like, there's some pretty cool stuff to do out here. So yeah, it's just on holiday, I guess. Like, that's all you can really say. Obviously training and stuff like that, but yeah, just enjoying the time away.
I guess we'll get right off the back to the crazy shit you've been doing the last couple of weeks, putting your body through a weight cut just for fun to see what would happen. Back down to 146, and you looked pretty healthy. What was the driving factor behind seeing if this cut was something, well, I'm not going to say healthy to do, but not quite so bad to do?
Not quite so bad. Nah, like, I know I can do it. Like, that's that it wasn't a test for me. I'm not I didn't just go through and do that for me. Like, I know what was going on back at featherweight, and obviously I know that those factors are like no longer at play. Like, it was never about making the weight. And even when I shifted to lightweight, and people were going, oh, you know, the extra couple of kilos, like, that's got to be due to the success. I never said that was like solely the reason of success. The main reason of success is that when I moved back to lightweight was when I moved back to New Zealand and started training at City Kickboxing full time, and like training under Eugene as my head coach, and all of those other things fell into place. And just the move up to lightweight was just like one of those factors. That definitely wasn't for me to see if I could do it. I know I can make the weight. Like, I've never struggled to make featherweight. And again, like, I'm on holiday here in Vegas. Like, it took me 2 weeks on holiday here in Vegas. Like, it's not a factor to me. Yes, is it like mentally challenging? Could a lot of other people do it? Nah, like, they couldn't, because they don't I don't know. It difficult for a lot of other people, but easy for me. So it's like, why would I not use that? Why would I not use that like mental fortitude that I've built up over the years? Why would I not capitalize on that? Like, there's only like one reason that I'm good at doing like weight cuts, is because I've done a lot of terrible weight cuts. So I've learned through trial and error. So if I compare that to 20 other weight cuts I've done, like, that's one of the better ones that I've ever gone through. You know what I mean? Like, so you're going to use that, you're going to just like waste all of that bad experience over the years. Like, a lot of those experiences have given me like a lot of mental fortitude that I can fall back on. So the test cut is to get it past my coaches. That's all there's really to it. I know I can make the weight. You know, working with, it's not like I just made the decision and just pulled it out of my ass. If you say, like, I'm working with, like, a lot of other people saying, oh, how about try this? How about try this? It's like, mate, I work with, oh, you don't look like you should be fighting at that. Like, it's, I I didn't just eyeball it. You know what I mean? I worked with like Charles, Clint, Geordie, the UFC PI went through like body composition testing, and they can compare you with all the other athletes in all the other divisions and tell you where I sit. And leading into the last fight, I did a body composition test. I didn't look at the results, but you know, I asked after the fight, I just asked Charles, like, where do I sit? And I sit like right in the middle of like at the lower end of lightweight and then the higher end of featherweight. So it's kind of, you can go either way. And it's something like featherweight was, before I'd done the body composition, like that's something that I thought about doing at the start of the year, was going back to featherweight. So it was just having that information was a very useful tool. And then using the knowledge of some of the smartest people in the world in that field of weight cutting, or in that field of like fight sport nutrition, and taking their advice and following their guidelines and hitting the numbers and doing everything correctly. So it's not like I just pulled it out of my ass and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna give this a go. No. There's some extremely people that are a lot smarter than me. I use the advice of people that are a lot more intelligent than me to get the job done.
Eugene mentioned this week that you'd come to him and
so when you asked him, I didn't even tell him. I asked him at the start of the year.
Yeah.
he shut my idea down flat smart. So that's why I thought it was funny when I saw that, like the clip of your interview with him. You're like, oh, so you guys are you guys thinking seriously about this decision? I didn't tell him. I didn't. I just did, like, that was me telling him, was stepping on the, like, now it's not up for debate anymore. Like, people, it's not a test. Like, you all saw me stand on the scale at featherweight for absolutely no reason on holiday in Las Vegas. So you cannot now, and I did the strengthening and conditioning testing after, felt great. I'm sure once we get the numbers back from all of that, it'll look good. Like that, point proof. Whatever point I had to make by stepping on that scale, I feel like was made. It's an undeniable fact now.
I guess, like, for me, watching as a fan, seeing that, I feel like it opens a lot of doors for you for next potential fight, and a lot of, you know, potential money fights, main events in either weight class. I mean, a lot of people want to see you versus Korean Zombie, which you mentioned on Ariel's show. There's a lot of fun fights at featherweight, and there's still a lot of fun fights at lightweight. Is that kind of how you see things?
100%. Like, yeah, it's just like the move, like, excites me, you know, and from what I can hear, like, it excites a lot of fans as well. But yeah, like, for sure, I would go down for like something exciting, for something that just yeah, you're like going down for something exciting, for something that's gonna like put you back in the mix, put you back in the contention for those main event spots. And yeah, for exciting matchups. It's like, I'm not going to go down and fight someone you never heard of. It's like, I can just stay at lightweight, not make a weight cut, and fight someone you never heard of. Like that, if it's just like a busy fight, well, then if the UFC come to me and they say, oh, we want you to just, you know, stay active and have a busy fight, well then, yeah, like, oh, I can have a busy fight at 170. Like, it doesn't it doesn't make a difference, like, if we're having a busy fight. But if we're really putting our head down, we're really working towards something and getting a name in the mix, and I feel like I feel like my next run should be at featherweight. That's where I feel I can't cut any corners at featherweight. Let's just say that. And like the main factor for the results of like the recent times is not getting my ducks in a row, not ticking on my boxes, not having everything in place that I should have in place. Obviously for a number of different reasons, obviously like travel restrictions and things like that are like the main reason you can't get all of those ducks in a row. But the way that I just feel like when I compete at featherweight or I need to get down on, like it's a whole like it just locks you on. You know what I mean? Like it just gets you locked on. I can't cut corners. I can't do the stuff I can get away with at lightweight, training in a garage and flying over a day before the fight, or jumping on a grenade without going home and training for a fight. Like you can't do that kind of stuff at featherweight. You can get away with that kind of stuff. Like it's just cowboy shit. You know what I mean? Like you're just jumping around and doing cowboy shit, which is fun. Like that's fun for me. But it's time. We've had our fun now. Lightweight's been a bit of fun. We've had our fun now. It's time to really accomplish something, and it's time to get to work.
Are there 5 names you want or you would like to match up with at featherweight? I know Barboza's down there. Yair Rodriguez is down there. You might want to get those 2 back.
Oh, well, like whatever the fans want to see, like whatever gets the fans exciting, whatever they want to see, like any of those names, anyone in the top 10, like you're gonna that all excites me. If it's like anything lower than that, then why not just say I can fight guys in the top 15 at lightweight that want to fight me. It's like, why, if it's just like going back and like that's the whole reason. Like what, I'm gonna spend the next couple of years like what, gatekeeping the top 10? Like that's not the position that I see for myself. That's not it's not like the caliber of competition that I feel like I should be fighting, you know. So it's time to tick all the boxes. It's time to get the ducks in a row, and it's time to stop mucking about.
Just kind of picking up on something you said there about gatekeeping the top 10. Do you feel like your lightweight run is sort of stalled at where you've got to now?
Nah, it's just not exciting. Like you're going to go back and, you know what I mean? Like I'm just being real. Like I know where my skill set lies with those guys. And I know like the circumstances of the fights and the circumstances that those fights are taken under. I understand that. And I understand that, you know, if everything was if everything was a perfect world, the results of those fights definitely wouldn't be what they were. Like we all know that. But that's not the fact of the situation. The fact of the situation is that I've lost to 3 of the top 5 guys. So under that landscape, this is just fact. Under that landscape, you're not gonna be able to make yourself. You're not gonna be able to make a run at the top couple of guys in the division or towards the belt until the landscape of that division changes. Is all I'm saying. So you would have to go back and just stay busy and fight until the landscape of the division changes, or move down to a division which I feel like comfortable competing in. And I feel like I have a lot of advantages in that division. And to be honest, it's not a difficult weight for me to make. So it's like and it's exciting to me as well. So there's a number of factors. Like you go down to a division that I feel like I should be competing in regardless, and get a job done, and you're instantly back in the mix, which is exciting to me. I'm not here to just make up numbers. That's not. If that's it, like there's no point to me. I'm not here to make up numbers. That's not why I do the sport, is to just like win fights and be exciting and go out there and put on a show and things like that. Like I'm not just here to be a fan favorite. Like you're either going to be the best or do something else.
I'm sure a lot of people down in this end of the world would love to see you versus Volk one day for that belt. hopefully down under. So hopefully that's something we can see in the not too distant future.
Oh, that's not. It's like cross that bridge when it comes to it. That is never like a bad. It's the same as the position as like Brad in my division at lightweight. Like that's never like a bad position to be in. You have like your training partners or like your group of friends are so good at fighting that you might potentially have to fight each other to be the best fighter in the world. Like that's not the worst situation, but it's like yeah, like I want Volk to win as well, and I see him being super successful as well. It's not like the landscape of something can change so quickly in the sport. You know, over the next year, you could see Volk doing some incredible things. You could see Volk moving up to lightweight and being like a double champ, and then, you know, fighting Conor McGregor and walking away with $20 million or something. Like that's what I see. That's what I see for Volk. Like I don't see. Yeah, you can't beat me. I want him to win as well. I want Brad to win as well. I want my teammates to be successful as well. It's not like I want to be successful at their expense. I want to be successful, but I want to see them do some incredible things as well.
We probably have to talk about Abu Dhabi and how things went down there. Obviously, first round sub to Islam Makhachev. What was the deal with the submission there? Was that a verbal submission? Did the referee just say, okay, your arm's about to go, let's end it there? What happened there?
I don't know. Like I can't stand to go back and watch it. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen the video. Like I thought, yeah, like he had the submission, it was tight. I thought I said it in my head. Like I was just speaking to myself. I just go, fuck, like like, you know, fuck, like got me. But maybe it came out of my mouth when I was saying it to my head. But like, yeah, I couldn't see the referee at the time or anything like that. Like I definitely didn't tap. So I'm not sure whether I said it or not. Like I can't confirm or deny like whether that came out.
Fair enough.
Someone's gonna have to go back and watch that tape and see if I said anything.
Yeah, I thought I heard something like I don't know what it was, but I thought like he had broken your arm and that's why he'd stopped it. But then you got up and you were just like, nah.
Pretty flexible shoulders. It was fine.
What did Habib say to you afterwards?
Nah, he's just like, thanks for taking the fight, I guess.
Nothing too fun or anything like that. Just made you fist bump Hezbollah.
Just hey, take it. You gotta take your looks. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
After that, you get to have a little bit of time off. When do you want to get back to work? What's a sort of time frame for us to see you back in there?
Like start of the first quarter of next year, I guess. Like get back into New Zealand and put a few months of training in with the team, get the grind back in. Like from what I'm hearing, like things are opening up in New Zealand. Like April, it is international people can come back and without MIQ and stay at home. So like the end is in sight. That's like the end of this whole like competing as an international athlete under the pandemic times is like coming to an end. Like by April, by the looks of things, we'll be able to travel like we used to be able to travel. Obviously come back and do whatever quarantine and testing at home, but we'll be able to travel with our team. I'll be able to travel with my coaches. I'll be able to have a full camp, and we're almost we're almost on the other side of this whole thing.
Is it somewhat reassuring that the team isn't going to have to relocate? Like they can get back to training, I think about mid next month, maybe even the start of next month. They're allowed to get back into the gym and train properly.
Yeah, I don't think there's like too many routes for the boys in New Zealand. That's not how that team works. That's not we're the where like the strength in that team lies. Like the strength in our team lies is the culture and is the size of the team. It just wouldn't like, if I'm just being honest, like it just wouldn't have worked. Like you couldn't have pulled 20 guys out of that team, taken them to a different gym, trained at the same quality of training that we were able to. Like you need everything from the ground up. You need the people in the gym. You need the people that just come there and train. You need the jiu-jitsu specialists. You need the boxing team. You need the kickboxing squad. Like you need to be able to pick people out of there. You need to be, you know, it's like it's the culture of the whole thing. You can't take, that's like 300, 400 people. You can't take 300-400 people and move up their lives and their families and all of that kind of thing. That's not how that works. The strength in that team is the culture of it. The strength in that team is like the roots, and the roots go deep. The roots go deep into the New Zealand fight sport community. You can't, you would have to take the whole fight sport community and move it somewhere else. That's not why that gym is successful. The reason that gym is successful is thousands of people. That's the whole thing to it. It just wouldn't, it just wouldn't have worked.
You got a couple of, well, at least one cornerman job coming up in the next few weeks now. Brad's fighting next weekend, and then Kai fights against Cody Garbrandt, I think it's a week after. You have to be looking forward to seeing a few familiar faces land on your side of the world.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's why that a weight cut, we're just killing, me and Frankie are just killing time over here till the boys get here. You know, it's but yeah, it's all exciting now. We got I think Brad gets in here. Brad arrives Friday, so yeah, we'll be cornering for his fight, and then straight next week jump straight back into another fight with Kai's fight with Cody. So yeah, I'm cornering both of those boys for their fights. So that's incredibly exciting time.
How are you as a cornerman at the UFC level? How do you feel like things are different from seeing the fight just outside the cage to inside the cage?
Yeah, like it's, what's the question again? What's the level? Are you talking about, like the level?
Yeah, like I guess just how different is it for you seeing a fight from one side of the cage versus the other side? I guess on one side you're getting punched in the face, but aside from that.
Yeah, obviously, like it changes a lot, but obviously, like having the experience of being inside of that cage, you can fall back on a lot of things. But yeah, it's like the advantages of like actually coaching, and having my gym back home and having coached and cornered, like I would say hundreds of fights now. Like a fight's a fight, regardless of like the level. Obviously things change, but yeah, like you just every time you corner someone or every time you coach someone, you take a little bit more of experience. So yeah, I feel like that's like the true testament of a coach is the ability to coach people at any level. That's like the true testament of a coach. You see it at like the UFC level, where like guys will jump in and corner their mates, and people will be like, "Oh, this guy's the best coach in the world." But it's like, yeah, well, you got like one of the best fighters in the world, sprinkled some reassuring words on him and sent him out. Like obviously he's gonna do very well, but a good coach, in my personal opinion, has the ability to coach absolutely anyone, absolutely any level, to take someone completely off the street and to show them some skills and to have them perform those skills in the ring or in the octagon or wherever they are. So yeah, it's like the stage changes, but you see the things happening in guys' first fights happening in UFC level competition as well. Like being able to read a fight and to fall back on your experience is, it's like a very useful tool.
I know Eugene's going to be there for Brad's fight, but has to come back before Kai's. Have you had to sort of put on more of a coaching hat for preparing for Kai's fight, just in terms of what the game plan's going to be there and how you're going to have to sort of take over in that last week?
You can get like a general understanding of what they're going to want to do, but I'll probably pick most of that up fight week. Like that's something that our coaches are very good at doing is like programming that game into them, so it's like almost second nature. And then when you're actually cornering on the night, I have like a general understanding of it. But yeah, like you as a cornerman on the night, you're just looking for those variables and things that you can kind of see that and things that you know from experience that can kind of change the course of a fight. So yeah, like he's very well coached, and that stuff is already programmed into it. But yeah, like I have the advantage of having known Kai for more than 10 years. I think I met Kai when he was like a 16-year-old. Walked into Strikeforce, and I think I cornered his first fight when he was 16, 17. So it's like I know Kai. I know Kai very well, and have like a pretty good understanding of what gets him motivated or what gets him kind of ticking over inside of the fight.
Just before I let you go, as always, we have some fan questions for you from the old Twitter sphere. Written down here. First one is from Who in the Hell Am I? Are you a beer or a liquor guy, and what's your beverage of choice? I'm assuming the answer is yes to both.
Do I drink? Yes.
Oh, basically, yeah. But given the choice, would you have beer or liquor?
I do like my whiskey. I do like my whiskey every now and then. I do like my beers. Lager man, as most Kiwis are. But yeah, lager and whiskey.
Sort of on that same topic, I'm sure everyone's seen the pub talk stuff you've been doing with Oscar Willis from the Mac Life. How many beers do you guys actually go through during that show? Because it gets pretty loose towards the end.
I think Oscar drinks most of the beers. He keeps scheduling them before I go training. I'm like, brother, I can't smash a couple of beers and then head off down to the PI. I think I'll probably get in a fist fight with someone more than getting the training done.
From Mon Sneaks, are you going to experiment with bulking up to 170 at any point since you got the PI sort of on hand, or nah? It was just more to do the featherweight cut so that there's no excuse for taking a featherweight fight with the coaches now.
Yeah, like I'm not like a human yo-yo. No, it's not like like I was saying before, it's not like I eyeballed it. You know what I mean? Like I went off the advice of the guys at the PI, and that's what they advised me there from like body composition testing. That's where they have me, like that is fact. That's not, they didn't have me sitting on the verge of welterweight and lightweight. That's not where they had me sitting. They had me sitting on the lower end of lightweight and then the top range in featherweight. So it's like, yeah, I'm going like with the science of it.
From Cooper Singleton, how different is it not having Eugene in your corner? I'm sure we've probably gone over this before, but that question's come in, so I'll ask it again.
Like, you don't know, like as the fighter, you can block completely like all of that kind of stuff out, and yeah, you can't like sit back and put the blame on anything like that. Like at the end of the day, as the athlete, as the fighter, once you step in, whatever happens, regardless, is on you, and you have to take it. You have to take it entirely on you. So yeah, like you block that out, and whatever conditions of the fight you accept that fight under it's what you agree to. So you can't then complain about the conditions of the fight if it doesn't go your way. That's just not how it works.
Kiwi MMA NZ, how strong did Islam Makhachev feel compared to other guys you've wrestled?
Was he my boyfriend? Oh, he's so strong. I'm not gonna say that shit. I'm not saying that shit. Nah, like, made a mistake. You know what I mean? Like, more like I did something dumb than he did. Like, you can go back and watch that fight. More than he did anything like incredibly amazing, is more I just did stupid shit. So yeah, like, I'm more stupid than he is strong. There's the answer to your question.
Fair enough. A little bit more lighthearted now, and you'll probably be able to guess that from who it's from. Boogerbeard. He would like to know what kind of shampoo you use.
Bar of soap. I don't get down with it. Man, I don't do all that fancy shit. Shampoo. Get out of here, man. Bar of soap.
Fair enough. Jack Ken, he's just got a bunch of numbers in his name, so from now on I might just refer.
You gotta read them out.
I gotta read them out. Jack
it's his
Ken,
name. It's his
485300023. I think in future I might just call Jack numbers. What flavor of ice cream is your favorite?
Vanilla. Oh, Goody Gumdrops. Goody Gumdrops.
Yeah.
Those are my top two.
Fair. Interesting choices.
I like the lollies. I like the lollies more than the ice cream. If they put the lollies in vanilla ice cream, we're sold.
I'm pretty sure that's called Hokey Pokey.
Nah, that's like, but that's like
different lollies.
Honeycomb. If they put the Goody Gumdrop lollies in vanilla ice cream, money. Because I don't actually like the Goody Gumdrops ice cream that much. I just eat it for the lollies.
Yeah, I have the same issue with the Goody Gumdrops ice cream. I love the lollies, the ice cream. Just give me a bag of lollies instead.
Give me a bag of lollies covered in ice cream.
And we had this question for Eugene, but I want to ask it to you as well. Do you have a favorite romantic comedy?
Nah. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Just don't want to throw yourself under the bus.
I'm trying to think of any of the movies that I watch. Training Day, Gladiator, Godfather. Nah, none of them are rom-coms.
Okay, man. Well, that's all
nothing against them. Nothing against them. If you're a rom-com guy, like, where you go.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Everyone has their own tastes.
Everyone has their own tastes. More power to you, bud.
Oh, good, man. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Thank you very much for your time as always, and enjoy the rest of the year if we don't talk to you before then.
Cheers, brother. See you back in New Zealand.